Hello everybody. Welcome to another KPC Live. It is August 13th, 10:14 a.m. in the morning, and welcome everybody. Yes, hello chat. If you are there, please let me know you are there by saying hello or what time it is in your area and such and such. And for today's live, you will notice that I'm by myself. It's because Anna has gotten COVID again. I think she said she got it like 4 times already. So that's a that's a record. I've caught it like once, the Omicron variant before, and like the Omicron was the weakest one. So that was very lucky for me. But hopefully Anna gets well soon. She'll be resting for the day. I think she's going to do a separate live tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that when you have the chance. And yeah, as usual, I'm going to do my 10-minute update of my week, my day, my life, if anybody's interested at all. And I will go on. And I'm going to use that 10 minutes to eat this morning breakfast. The famous biote. Oh no! Wash my hands. So yeah, this is the best part. Whenever you eat yogurt or anything, you have to lick the lid. Sorry for showing you some gross stuff in the morning, but there's once a post. I mean, this is the best part for sure, but there was once a post on the internet saying people who lick on the lids of any kind of yogurt are peasants, are the poor people. I'm not gonna deny that I'm a peasant and a poor person and like a normal average being. So I'm definitely gonna lick on that best part. And the current issue right now is that I just realized I don't have a spoon for this. God damn. Anyways, this is the famous pyote, and apparently Japanese tourists love this so much. They come to Korea, and the first thing they do is go to the convenience store and they buy a set of this and banana taste milk. Yeah, so what you do is you pour the cereal there. One's left, and there you go. You have instant cereal, and I don't have a spoon, so I'll have to lick my. Just kidding. I have a chopstick. So, world's first cereal mukbang with a chopstick. Anyways, how have you guys been doing? This is called pyote. It's like mini yogurt with some chocolate cereal in it. And it's really good for your health. Yum yum. So I was really touched by everyone's response and reply from the last stream. I didn't expect that many people to watch it, but I guess it was because of the title. Like about my loneliness and anxiety issues. To reassure you, everybody, it's not anything that severe. Like I'm not clinically diagnosed as depression or anything. But I've never been to one of the, what do you call it, psychiatrist or a therapy session. But it's nothing I can't handle, so I really appreciate all your kind and warm words. They really just lighted me up, and it really just gave me big confidence. But those of you who are like overly worried, I'm just going to assure you that nothing's really severe right now. It's okay. Everyone has their phases like that. We all wonder if you are living to the fullest, David. You are not alone. Yes, I realized that. I realized that in last time's chat. Does Kyungsu need a hug from Sunday stream? My offer still stands. Virtual hug, everybody. Virtual hug. Ups and downs of daily life, yes. All this loneliness, still refusing to visit South Carolina. It's not refusing. Rachel, if you're out there, you gotta know that a person just can't leave his life randomly and go to a certain part of the States just like that, right? And I have no business in that place, so. Anyways, happy to hear that. Thank you. David, I'm grabbing chocolate cake right now. Thanks for opening my appetite. Bon appetit. Oh, the Paris Olympics. I have a lot to say on that. And well, I don't have any spoon, so I'm basically licking off the yogurt with my chopstick. Hug and tacos. Thank you. Before we go on, if you can, please smash that like button. It doesn't take any money, right? What is on with today's chat? We've only started right now, and there's already 350 people. What? That's crazy. Oh, maybe it's because of the news. Yeah, we got some big news today. It's tea gone cold, but just to let you know my intentions of anything, I'm not gonna say anything like over the top or just gonna provide my weekly news to my viewers. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the news already. But since this is a weekly program, I do on this time regularly on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. KST. This is the only time I get to actually speak about this news. So even if it's a little bit cold, please understand. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be people like, oh, why are you resurfacing this news again? You have a malicious intent. Well, then you're probably not my regular viewer, so yeah, you can exit if you want. But just making it clear, I have no agenda on any news. And I really want to lick all of that, but I don't have a spoon right now, so that's the best part. Shame. Okay. The regulars will keep it honest, but with decorum. The trolls, however, should leave. We're tuned in. Yes. Hi, David. Hello, Amethyst Arthur. My granddaughter parties in Hongdae and now she has COVID. Yeah, guys, like I'm saying, outside it's dangerous. That's why you should stay indoors. Why do you even risk going outside? Now, I'm just saying this because Anna lives in Gangnam and then she got COVID. My assistant, he's an introvert too. He doesn't go out that much and we've been complaining about like our dull, boring lives. But then he got COVID too, so he can't come to the studio. Why is it drooping down so much? And the reason he got COVID is because he went out for one night in Gangnam, like literally one night, and people who live in Gangbuk, like above the river. Gangnam is beneath the river. Gangbuk is above the river. I live above the river. People who live Gangbuk, they don't go to Gangnam because first of all, it's overpriced. It's overhyped. There's nothing good to do there. Everything's very commercial. It's far. It's far and it's crowded. You have to line up for everything. Gangnam is the worst place you can go to. For locals, if you're visiting here, definitely go check it out. Or whether you want to get plastic surgery or do some, I don't know, shopping. Yeah, COEX. But anyways, nobody goes to Gangnam, but it takes like 40 minutes from my house to go to Gangnam. Anyways, he went out to Gangnam like in 3 months or something for like a meeting with his friends. To get like the wedding invitation. Somebody's getting married among his friend group, and then he got COVID instantly. So he's like, "Oh, David님, 출근 못할 것 같아요." It's like I can't go out. I don't know, I can't go to work right now, so I'm like, yeah, take it easy. Yeah, so apparently COVID, another surge is happening in Korea right now. So watch out. Watch out. I don't think it's that, like, nobody's making a fuss about it because, like, already we've gone through that phase of the pandemic. Everybody's gone through of what COVID can do and what it cannot. And, like, most of the people I know have already experienced COVID. So, yeah, including myself. So we're like, yeah, this shall pass as well. But I did hear that there was some like big surge in demand for a certain a medicine or something. So like people are just going to the pharmacists and trying to get that. But stay safe, stay healthy, everybody. Watch out. Like I mean, COVID isn't that much of an issue. It's just like a cold or flu, but like if I say, "Oh, wear a mask," or be careful, some people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's one of those vaxxers and like you brainwashed, whatever, blah blah blah." I'm not trying to say anything like that. I'm just saying like if you get COVID, if you get a simple cold, you'll be sick for a while. And that's going to cause you inconvenience. Do you want to be sick? Do you want to be having a sore throat? And do you want to have a fever? And do you want to have symptoms like that? Like, there's nothing you lose in being careful. Okay, I'm literally just saying be careful. Whenever I talk about COVID, there's these people are even more sensitive about the topic. They're like, oh, he's such a sheep about saying like, be careful of COVID when there's no threat on anything. Well, go ahead and get COVID. Go ahead and get sick and lie down in your bed for 3 days coughing and all that shit. Well, if it suits you, like, go ahead. anyways, yeah. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, Katie, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Pizza. Welcome toppings. Yeah. Every time I say pizza, I remember that you guys are claimed as toppings. Yes. Yeah, and if you're a senior, you should watch out, of course. Like, my grandma is, like, almost 90 now, and, of course, I need to be careful because they have less immunity and stuff, weaker immune system. Yeah, so, okay, so, Pizza. Yes, smash that like button, please, before we go on. And if you want to support me throughout the stream, PayPal is the best option. It's in the pinned comment on the live chat and the description box. If PayPal doesn't work for you, Buy Me a Coffee works. The best option is to actually support me on Patreon. Not only for me, but for you as well, because you get exclusive content such as additional podcasts that you get a deep dive into my life in KPC. Also, you get exclusive K-pop reactions. I did like 8-9 reactions in once. I do monthly reactions. You get that, and then you get early access to all my videos. Right now, you get early access to the next podcast episode and the interview video, and probably the vlog that is coming out soon, only for $5. So go check it out on patreon.com/Korean Pizza Club. It's the best way to support. Yeah, and then I heard Apple is effing up Patreon right now. That's a big thing. Like, Apple is like a big gangpe. What do you call a gangpe? It's like a gang member or like a thug. Apple has grown too big. It needs to get some like challenge, because like what's happening on Patreon is they sent us a message to the creators saying that Apple is not allowing Patreon to have its own payment system. So for iOS users that have the Patreon app that have been subscribing to a certain creator, pledging like $5 to $10 monthly, it went through Patreon's internal payment system, right? But now Apple is saying we won't list your app on the Apple Store, the App Store, iOS Store, whatever, unless you use our iOS like subscription model. And that's pure like bullying, you know? Like Apple needs to get in check. You know, what are the other companies doing? Google, Samsung, this is your time. Thank you, Rachel, for the $5. Hi, David. Wishing you all the best. If you ever want to chat, I'm just a Zoom call or email away. Your SC topping, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Pizza. Keep that in mind. I didn't know you do K-pop reactions. I do, so go check it out. I think I did Stray Kids, Chick Chick Boom, Jimin. What else? I did aespa. I did Kiss of Life, and then Dreamcatcher. Wow, Dreamcatcher was amazing. And what else? I forgot. NCT, Lisa, all the good stuff. Go check it out. Okay, shall we go on? So I don't want to keep everybody waiting. It's been 15 minutes, so let's go on to the beef. Yeah, so let go. So let's start with this news first, since everybody is hungry for that news. So this has been probably one of the biggest news over the weekend in Korea and globally, maybe among the K-pop fandom or Korea listeners. So Bang PD of HYBE and the father of BTS has been spotted in LA with live streamer 과즙 세연. 과즙 means what do you call it? The liquid that comes out from fruit. It basically means she's very fruity. Fruity Seon, let's call her. Anyways, so they've been spotted in a video, in a YouTube video from like one of those YouTubers that walk around nowadays with their gimbals and then just take pictures and videos of the streets, but in disguise they're actually trying to target girls with like big booties or like sexy asses and stuff like that, and they get views out of that. I personally think it's pretty disgusting because like even though this is LA, the ones that are in Korea, they deliberately go to, not all of them, but some of them deliberately go to like Apgujeong Rodeo, Hongdae, or wherever, where people are just wearing, you know, kind of revealing clothes, and they follow them like and just focus on their asses for wherever that girl is going. And in Korea, like public shooting and portrait rights are not the same as the US. In the US, from what I understand, if you're in a public area, you are allowed to like film whatever, and if you got caught in the picture, then the portrait rights are like, it's okay. But in Korea, that's not the case. So like these people are actually infringing and portrait rights a lot, and privacy as well, because like nightlife area is a very private and sensitive thing for a lot of people. Like you might be sneaking out, you might not want to be seen like that, you know, like everybody has their own privacy. But honestly, these street walking YouTubers, they do provide some kind of insight or like overview of like the place they are in. But like the problem is some of the bad apples only focus on like sexualizing random women on the street. So anyways, that's my opinion on that. But Bang PD got caught in 4K in LA. That's probably Beverly Hills. And he was walking with these two women over here, and apparently they have revealing clothes. So this guy thought it was a nice idea to put it in the front of the video and put it as the thumbnail and stuff. And then immediately Koreans flocked to it and said, oh, I recognize that guy. That guy is Bang Si-hyuk. So, what's the big fuss about it, right? Anyways, the big fuss was like, this is a very weird picture. They're like, why would the chairman of HYBE, which is like a multi-million, like 100 million whatever company chairman, be with some streamers? I mean, they're not some rando streamers. Like Kwajip Seon herself is one of the top tier streamers on Africa TV, and allegedly that is her sister next to her. I don't know if it's been proven or not, but a lot of people are saying that it is her sister on the right side over here. So like people are like, what is that combination? That is a very weird combination, right? So that's basically what happened. And then, of course, people went, all delulu and started making their own theories, saying like, oh, Pang PD's enjoying himself with some two hot girls that are like 20 plus years under his age, and he has this mansion in LA which is worth this much, and he probably took them there and enjoyed some like good stuff, blah blah blah. And people are just like making their own BS stories, blah blah blah. And the thing is, the severe thing is, like, it's getting circulated as if that's the truth. Like, a lot of people actually believe that narrative. So what these people actually said is that Bang PD initially, when this news hit, Hybe said that Chairman Bang had met with Seon's older sister in the past in a gathering with his acquaintances, during which she had asked for Bang's advice on how to respond to impersonators of entertainment workers. Okay, and then Hybe said Bang PD guided them to tour spots and good restaurants when Seon and her sister traveled to Los Angeles. Yeah, so that's Hybe's official statement. If you have another angle or narrative, that's fine with me. You can think whatever you want. But that's basically all there is. And that's what Kwajib Seon, she came out yesterday as well, finally, with like a response. She was getting, she was getting so much like attention, negative attention, of course, of allegedly in Delulu people's minds that she was selling herself off to Bang PD, that it was like a spawn. Spawn is called like you have a sugar daddy or something. And it was, the narrative is fit because in a lot of cases, these Africa TV BJs or streamers, their main source of income comes from these like big hands. We call them 큰 손들. They're like the mega donors or supporters on the channel, and they throw heaps of money at these streamers. This girl, she earned more than like, I don't know, how much is that even? 700,000. 1,000만 won is 10,000. 1억 is 700. Yeah, she earned more than 700,000 in a stream. Dollars. 700 per stream or something like that. So she's like, she's set. She doesn't need no money. But maybe, I don't know, like as a lot of people say, Bang PD is on a different level in terms of money. So like you see the dynamics here allegedly, and a lot of people are saying like, oh, she's a streamer, Bang PD is super rich, and like people are of course fat shaming Bang PD. I know he's not healthy. He's definitely needs to lose some weight for his health. But people are like, oh, look what a fat man can achieve with all that money, like he can score some like top tier streamer girls. But the thing is, like, there's like also a negative, a little bit of a belittling kind of image towards internet streamers, especially in the case of Africa TV streamers, because the kind of content Kwajib Seon does is that she basically wears revealing clothes, and she dances sexy dances on stream. And I've seen some, and they're very attractive, appealing. I have to admit. I was like, why do people even watch this shit? But okay. The pictures, just like the puzzles. Well, why the Deludlus are thinking like that? She does like revealing streams, she dances, and then Bang PD is like a mega rich guy who's like, kind of obese, and then they meet randomly in LA, and they seem to have no kind of connection at all. People are like, the only reason that they're there should be, some sort of like mutual, beneficial kind of, stuff. So it's not like OnlyFans, because OnlyFans, you even flash out your nipples and your important parts, and sometimes people even have sex, to my understanding. But for Africa TV, they have certain like censorships internally, so you can't do that kind of level of 노출, like exposure, skin revealing. So it's a little bit like one level down from OnlyFans. We do have like adult only streams that are not Africa TV. So like usually people who don't succeed in Africa TV move to those smaller platforms and do like, they actually go nude and do like strip shows and like whatever. But Kwajib Seon's not that kind of sort. She's like on the top tier of Africa TV, which is one of the biggest platforms out there in Korea. But anyways, Kwajip Seon came out yesterday. This is her like live stream setting, and then she is bold. I have to tell you, the reason she is bold is that she wore the exact same outfit she was caught in that footage. She was like, "I'm gonna go straight through this. I have nothing to hide," and she literally wore that outfit. And then she was like, "Yeah, she's actually like screaming. She's actually like yelling like." How the fuck do you think I coincidentally met him in LA, and then that nothing that's going on in the news, all the speculations, that's not true. She said that she like indeed her sister knew Bang PD in the past, and that they were consulting about like a case that someone approached them impersonating that they were Hive, and they were trying to like trick her into fraud or whatever. So they knew Bang PD maybe from the old days or whatever, and then they consulted about that, and then Bang PD. The reason they were together was because in the whim of that, Bang PD was like, oh, they were trying to go to some restaurant that needs special reservation. You need like I don't know, like a VIP status or something like that. It's freaking Beverly Hills, so it's another person's world. So yeah, so Bang PD apparently had that clout or that connection or the authority to go into that restaurant. So he got them a reservation, and in the midst of all of that, they were just like hanging out together, and Bang PD was just showing them around, and he was even caught taking a picture of her like on the stairs or something. Another Korean person showed that on their social media account, and that got circulated as well. And then people were like, that added more fuel to the fire, because why is Bang PD taking a picture of like a hot girl posing on a stairs? But then she just said that they were simply waiting for something, maybe the restaurant, and her sister was at the bathroom, and in that short moment, he was just taking a picture of her in Beverly Hills. And that's like a nice thing to do, like, yeah. So that's basically it. That is the official statements from Hybe and Kwajip Seon herself. So anything else is all speculations right now. And it's grown so big. People are like really just actually believing that they had something. And there are some comments that are crossing the line. I've seen many comments that have crossed the line already, and there are some disgusting, sexual harassments going on in the internet. And even if, let's say, like in the multiverse, even if they are going by that narrative of all these delusional people on the internet saying that they're having an affair, or like Bang PD, it's not an even affair, because like, is he married? He's not married, right? So even if they're having like an alleged threesome or whatever in his like luxury mansion in LA, who cares? Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Like, to some people's point of views, it might be morally disgusting and wrong that like there's a huge age difference gap. But is that new? Like, we know tons of Hollywood stars that have been doing that kind of behavior for years, and they're both adults, and who cares what they do in their free time and what Kwajip Seon does for like whatever. Like, even if this is all under the assumption that all these delus are like actually spot on this case. I personally don't believe it, because I will give you my reasoning. When I first saw this news, I was like, guys, you gotta be like, some people in the chat might call me naive, okay? Like, some people are, oh, David's like so naive that he's not believing all of that, that it's just straight in your eyes, like you can't deny that they're having some kind of relationship or whatever. I think you guys are the one that are naive that think like that, because if you were the chairman of Hybe, put yourself in his shoes. If you were the chairman of Hybe, you know your status. Would you be walking around with two sexy streamers in the street of Beverly Hills, where it's like a tourist place where tons of Koreans visit every single day? It's like one of the most popular places where Korean tourists visit. Would you be walking in broad daylight with two sexy streamers in the street if you had some dirt, if you had some skeletons in the closet, if you had anything to hide? Would you risk that? I wouldn't. Like, if they were having some kind of secret relationship or whatever, I would stay underneath the tunnels. I would stay inside my van. I would not be walking across a crosswalk where everybody's taking pictures and people basically know he's a celebrity of himself. Bang PD knows people are going to take pictures of him if, like, he's in broad sunlight. And he even said very nonchalantly, if you listen to the footage, he's like, "Oh, they took a picture? Did they take a picture?" Something like that. And he didn't even seem concerned about it. So I honestly, when I first heard this news, I was like, there is no way they're having anything. And one part of me also is like, I'm sorry, Bang PD, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. A lot of people say you can see what the power of money can do, but like, I'm not saying it cannot happen, but the probabilities are very low of a very, like, super 27-year-old younger girl like Hwajib Seon is going to like mess around with Bang PD. Yeah, I don't know. So like, yeah, like I honestly don't think this is like anything that much of a thing that people are making it out of. Like, I think people are just trying to just stir up shit. Like, there's so many YouTubers out there making their own theories and making their fake news and like these, what do you call it, stimulated sensational news out there saying like they're even like, I think these people should all get sued. They're literally stating that these guys are having threesomes, they're having whatever, and yeah, that's just not it. So, anyways, yeah, I haven't been even looking in the in the comments right now, but anyways, like, if there are people that believe that he's having something with them, like, I think you guys are the ones that are naive. That's just my opinion over there, because no way I would be in broad daylight with these two people, and like, no stupid person who has climbed to that level would not know that there would be allegations and like all that kind of shit following. So he's just like, like, whatever. Like, I'm confident. I don't have any dirt, so he's just walking around there. So yeah, and there was one thing I wanted to say more. What was that? It's there. It's lingering on my mind, but it's slipping back and forth. Okay. So this. Oh yeah. So people are saying to the level that I mean the time. What do you call it? The arrangement of the events don't really match, but people are saying that Bang PD allegedly, even deliberately, intentionally himself, leaked this to the YouTuber or whatever to cover up the Suga news. Some people are even alleging to that right now, and that is just hilarious. Yeah. So I don't know, guys. Like, you can believe what you want. You can think I am naive or whatever, but my stance is that I am just like, the amount of people that are making these internet stories in their minds and thinking that it's like facts with a single footage, like a 2-second footage of these three people crossing the crosswalk. I think those people are in the wrong place. Yeah. So yeah, that's just my my opinion. Let that man live his life. Yes. Good Lord, this makes me sick and it's getting out of hand. I agree too. Like, I never thought of that. The conspiracy theory is covering up Suga's situation is a stress. It is a huge stress. As I said, the timeline doesn't even match. I mean, if he knew that this person had that footage of him, maybe okay, let's go into the conspiracy world and the multiverse again. Even if he knew, because he's a powerful person and he has strings all over society and he controls all these foreign YouTubers as well, and he contacted the person that he suspected that he was caught on footage, and he said, like, save that footage because something bad is going to happen to Hybe in the future. When that happens, please release that. Do I don't know. I don't know. Tea time with David. Love it here. Thank you for joining. Oh, and in the meantime, $52 from Victoria. Pizza, pizza. Thank you for the PayPal. David, wishing you a nice week from your official Nuna. Yes, Nuna. Nuna nami yepo. Thank you so much. $12.6. Thank you, Cecilia. Pizza, pizza. Thank you all for the PayPals. Really appreciate that. And I think I missed a bit of super chats. 700 people watching. Wow. Thank you so much, Kathy, for joining the KPC membership. Welcome to the Topping fam. And Living Sweetly, Nuna, it's very surprising to see Pang PD associating with him, particularly with as he has a high value target for those seeking to exploit his fame or influence. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He knows his value, he knows his status, he knows that people are going to take pictures of him. Why would he risk all of that in the middle of Beverly Hills? It's not some sketchy random alley in LA. It's the center of where all these Koreans go to, and nobody in Korea doesn't know about him. Everybody knows how he looks like. He's hard to like not stand out, okay? So, yeah, I don't get where people are going. Yeah. Praying you won't get canceled tonight, dear. Why am I going to get canceled over this? I don't know. Or maybe you're talking about the Suga thing. Yeah, because that's a little bit of a more sensitive topic, I guess. A lot of people have their own thoughts, this and that. Let me go on that in the latter part of this stream. Hilda, thank you for the $5 pizza. Hi, David. How are you? Don't worry, your channel is going to be very successful. You always bring very interesting things to the ... Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hilda. Yes. 100% agree with you, David. This is personal business. People need to mind their own business. He's not married, so who cares? He's not hunting anyone. Stop being so judgmental, people. Yeah, if it is true. Even if it is true, yeah. David, have you had the chance to review the survey responses? I'm curious about what brands Piroso will add. Yes, we got actually 20 responses, so we're going to be sending out a lot of coupon codes for Piroso. We're talking about the last stream I did. So if you're new to this stream, right now 700 people are watching. So if you're new to the stream, subscribe, put those notification bells on, because I do entertaining K-pop, Korean news every single week. So tune in Tuesday, 10 a.m. KST, and also weekends at European friendly times. I don't know which time it is. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of Piroso, let me just borrow 1 minute of your time and show you my lovely site that I run. It's called Piroso. We have traditional and modern Korean authentic products on our site. And if you can see over here, we have like hologram diaries from Najeon Chilgi. I actually have the real thing over here. So yeah, you can see it over here. It's really, really fancy, and we have like hanbok plates. They're so cute. They're so cute. We have like coasters over here. We have Jungkook's bucket hat over here. We have bracelets from BTS V. We have a bracelet worn by BTS SUGA. We have MBTI t-shirts. We have a Korean Army t-shirt which everybody can wear, foreigner friendly and women friendly as well. We have like objects for your house, home decor, and all that kind of stuff. We have handkerchiefs, very cute, delicate made crafts. And this is a new blog about what I wrote about the rise of the Roka t-shirt. Is it okay for foreigners or women to wear? And then, you know, this is Army t-shirt. There's Shiny Key wearing it. There's BTS J-Hope wearing it at his house. And there's Stephanie Michova wearing it and getting it gifted by Benzino. And this is Anna and Fatin, our friend Fatin, wearing it as well out in the wild. And I also analyzed the popularity aspect of it. And one of the aspects are BTS's influence. I never thought about this, but I was wondering why is this so popular? And then there was, in fact, a BTS influence as well, because the fan club's name is ARMY, and then a lot of ARMY people bought it just out of the sake of it saying Army, right? So yeah, go check that out. Go check Piroso out. We have tons of brands over here. They're very, very cool. If you just go to our shop right here, you can see tons of products. Very, very cool products. We have Korean streetwear, teapots, jewelries worn by Lisa and Jessie, Twice, Jonghyun, Jungkook, Sweaters worn by V, Zero Base One, TXT Yeonjun, The Boys, all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff. You can get your own MBTI t-shirt. Anyways, thank you for waiting for the plug. And Trenami Uncle Dan, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Uncle Dan. Watcher, thank you so much. Hello, hello. Women are in the ROK army, by the way. That is a fact. That is a fact. I think the ratio would be like under 5% or something, but still, they are in the army. Yes. You just made the Philippines flag into a war mode in your thumbnail? I don't think so. I didn't say anything yet, but it is in fact a very big controversy right now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be very careful on the cancellation in that part more than the sugar part. So like I'm gonna be tiptoeing for sure for sure today, because today's a whole landmine, but I am no person that doesn't want to like, I don't want to hide the ugly truths of Korea. Like, you gotta know that I am just the presenter, okay? I might add in a little bit of my 2 cents and my opinions at the latter part of presenting the news. But before that part, I'm just presenting it how it is in Korea. So yeah, please note that. So the Philippine news is pretty ugly too. So yeah, wait for that. Anyways, thank you for waiting for that. And then this is additional news just to, I just caught it. So Bang Si-hyuk met with Exposure Broadcast BJ and BTS SUGA, who caused drunk driving incident. HYBE shareholders are furious. So yeah, HYBE is under a big mess right now in terms of like shareholders and all that. They're like, why is the chairman doing this shit? Why is that happening to Suga? Blah, blah, blah. So I'll go into the Suga thing a little bit later. So next news was, okay. And then, poor girl. Poor girl. Yeah. Netizens react to Africa TV streamer BJ Juicy Seon allegedly dramatic face transformation. Of course, if you rise to the level of like the speculation of the K netizens, people are going to dig up your past photos and they're going to say like, oh, she looked like this in the past and like so plastic, blah, blah, blah. That's what happens to everybody. Like, just leave some people alone. Like, people don't know where to stop. Haven't you seen enough from celebrities? And what's happening? What's happening? Suddenly some kind of, oh, okay, this stupid ad that's playing in all K-pop. All K-pop, you need to fix that kind of shit. Okay, so before we get into the Philippines and Suga news, let's just go on with the other news I've prepared. Just quickly skim through it. So concerns rise over summer COVID-19 wave. Yeah, this is happening again. As I said, Anna is absent today because she got COVID. My assistant got COVID. My other friends got COVID. Some of the people in the chat, some of their granddaughters got COVID because they went to Hongdae. So don't go to like populated places if you don't want to risk yourself getting a cold. Okay? So concerns over the resurgence of COVID are gripping again in South Korea as the country witnesses an alarming increase in inpatients. The uptrend is likely to continue throughout the end of this month, health authorities said this month. Just in the time for summer break, the number of patients hospitalized for COVID has seen a stark rise, and with those admitted to 220 hospitals nationwide for the virus standing at 861 in the first week of August. The figure has sharply grown from 148 in the second week of July to 226 in the third week and 475. Wow, it's doubling. Okay, it is actually kind of getting big. I should be concerned because I do not want to rest from work. Yeah, so stay safe, everybody. Like, if you want to wear a mask, you can. I was just at the gym for like 2 days consecutively and nobody was actually wearing masks. I don't think people are that concerned, but yeah, still, if you are all for your own personal, health and welfare, then watch out for COVID, because statistics say it is doubling, and it does kind of feel like shit if you have a cold. So anyways, yeah, that's happening. And the Philippines flag is upside down or inverted. Is that the case? Really? Well, that is not my fault, because I literally, I will tell you that I literally copy pasted the first flag from Google. I will prove myself. Okay? Like, I'm gonna erase all my cookies on Google right now just to show you that I'm not redirecting to like a random site or whatever. But let me show you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there we go. How do I show you this? Can you show? So I go to Google. This is Google, okay? This is Google. If you go and say Philippine, that's Philippine in Korea, and 국기 is flag, right? I press enter, and you go to image. This is the first image that pops up. And it's in NamuWiki. This is like the Wikipedia of Korea. I don't know why that is inverse, but I will fix it at the end of the stream. I am extremely sorry because I didn't know. Like, I was making this thumbnail at 4 a.m. in the morning, but I'm so sorry. I have no method to fix it right now, but as soon as I finish this live stream, I will fix it. Because this is the first image that pops up on Google. I swear to God. Like, why would I would reverse the Philippine flag? Okay? Flag upside down only when is a nation in a state of war. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Yeah, like, I have no idea. See? He knows because we drew attention to it. Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I knew. Like, I'm just proving myself. This is the first image that pops up as says Philippine 국기. So I assure you, I will fix it right after the stream. Man, that is such a weird thing. Why would somebody put a wrong version of the flag over there? So I guess I shouldn't be the one that's criticizing the Paris Olympics for mistaking the Korean flag to the North Korean flag. I am so sorry, Philippine viewers out there. There was no malicious intent. Please understand. If there are new people joining the stream afterwards and they are confused about this situation, please chat. Let them know, inform them of the situation. Okay, please. Yeah. Let's go on. That kind of startled me, honestly. Like, I was like, what's going on? What's going on? So next news. So foreign student arrivals hit record high. Find out which country leads the pack. Over 200,000 international students came to South Korea for studies in the first 6 months of this year. And it's not only international students. Right now, Korea is facing a population crisis, and everybody is just fixated on the issue. And the government is trying to do whatever in their power. This also leads to the Filipino moms, the caretaker issues, but they're trying to do whatever in their power to just, revitalize the population problem and stuff. So they're introducing like a lot of new alleviated rules for like foreigners entering the country in terms of like studying or jobs or blah blah blah. And this is one of the cases. But as for a fact, last year there was a first uptick in the population, a first increase in multiple years of Korea's history. There was a first increase in the population last year of like a minuscule amount, but it is improvement after all. But the statistics say that I think like a majority of them, or like a big chunk of them at least, was from international marriages. So more and more people are getting married to foreigners. Korea is no longer gonna be a homogenous society in, I think, maybe 2 or 3 decades. Right now, it's like 98 point something percent homogenous Korean. But right now, people are getting introduced to more foreigner partners and relationships, and they're actually like considering them seriously, and they're locking in their marriages, making babies, and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, like international students, 200,000 came within the first 6 months of this year. The tourism organization said that 204,000 100,000 foreign students enter South Korea for studies, 50.6% increase from the same period last year. So Korea is on the high in terms of like any kind of foreigner engagement, in terms of tourism or international students or whatsoever. Yeah, so the statistics, if you go into the detail, like according to these people, it says China, Vietnam, Japan. By country, the majority of students came from China, of course, because it's China. It's close and it has the most people in the world. Maybe India, like, I don't know. Making 55.2% with 112,000 students, followed by 33,000 from Vietnam. Vietnamese people love Korea for some reason. Like, Vietnamese people just love Korea. And I've heard that there are Korean academies in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, where thousands of Vietnamese people go to learn Korean, and they want to get like Korean jobs in Vietnam and in Korea as well, both ways. But I've been to Vietnam, and there are literally like, it's not even Koreatown, but there are literally just Korean shops, supermarkets, restaurants with full-on Korean language signages and menu and everything. So like Vietnam, like there's a huge craze over Koreans over there, and 6,900 from Japan. So definitely the majority is coming from Asian countries, and I don't think that's wrong or anything. I don't know why these people seem a little bit salty about that fact. Maybe they are wanting for more diversity, or maybe their own countries to get accepted a little bit more, like easier visa applies or whatever. But yeah, like whether it be China, Vietnamese, or Japanese people, they are all international to our point of view as well. So like, yeah, there's nothing misleading in that. They love K-pop, yeah. Vietnamese people I've met are so freaking sweet. Yes, they are. They are so sweet, and I love their food. I love Vietnamese food over... Okay, my first would be Korean, because I'm Korean, and then Japanese, and then Vietnamese. I think third would be Vietnamese. Nothing tops Japanese food, because it is just like... Japanese food at this point is just like their own traditional food is like... But their fusions and applications of like Italian, American, other kinds of food, it's like just top notch. Japan has it like way up there. But then you go to Vietnamese food. Vietnamese food is just like, oh, the pho, the spring rolls, the egg rolls, and like the banh mi's and like everything. It's just amazing. And I heard that they got some kind of influence from France. Maybe I don't know, that I'm not familiar with the history, but like maybe they were occupied or something, or there was some kind of influence that came in apparently. And then there was like, French people are known for their like unique artistic food and stuff like that. So like they got mixed up with the local cuisines, and they formed a unique kind of new taste. And that's why Vietnamese food is so diverse and interesting and tastes good and stuff like that. I'm not solely pointing to the fact that, you know, French food had like the decisive factor of Vietnamese food being good. But yeah, when cultures mix and when things become more diverse, I feel like they get, you know, elevated to some extent. So yeah. Go to Thailand, of course. Thailand is amazing too. But I'll be honest, Thai food doesn't really suit my taste buds. Yeah, like everybody has their own preferences, right? I respect Thai food. I like the Koreanized versions of it. Like if you go to Korean Thai cuisines, like they water down the tom yum goongs and all that. And I like the Thai fried rice and stuff, but if you go to the local Thai places where the locals suggest, the flavors and the fragrances are a little bit too strong for me. So yeah, it is what it is. It's just my point of view. 한국 사랑해요. Thank you, Elizar. Thank you. After I get my degree, I want to travel to SK and assist with foreigner populations to help them attain equitable rights and assist specifically with the relationship between the police and foreign victims. That is a very, very important and significant thing to do. Yes, there's a lot of lack of there's a very big lack of balance and equality among foreigners and Koreans, I do have to admit. Yeah, so on to the next news. What is going on? Oh, so this is interesting. So anybody who has been to Seongsu Station, Seongsu is one of the biggest like office districts as well as being the most fashionable and hip cafe district too. So if you go to Seongsu Station during rush hour, this is what you are going to see. You are barely going to be able to get on the subway because there's so many people, and it's even outdoors, so it's like hell. This is also in Gangnam. It's not like Gangnam district, but it's below the river and it's like on the side of Gangnam. So yeah. So two extra sets of stairs are going to be installed in Seongsu Station because of this, like the potential, crowd crush risks. But this was not the news I was going to bring because the news I was going to bring was that Seongsu Station is actually rebranding its name to, like, basically I don't even remember what Seongsu Station is doing, but Gangnam Station, there's Seongsu Station, there's all these other stations. They're putting like it's like Seongsu Station, and then what do you call that? The what do you call the kwaro? I don't know what that is in English, but you do this, and then you put like, let's say, Hype or Mushinsa or Shinan Bank or something like that. Amore Pacific. We already have stations like that, and the reason people are doing it, so the announcer on the train is going to be like, this stop is Gangnam Station, Gangnam Station, Gangnam Station / something plastic surgery, Gangnam Station plastic surgery station, something like that, because the Seoul Metro is in a big deficit right now. They have very serious like debt, and they're not profitable. So in order to crank up their sales, they're giving out the names of these metro stations to companies. So it's like an engraving effect that if you go to Gangnam Station, the most prestigious plastic surgery is this particular plastic surgery, and the metro is just constantly blowing that out in your ears. So that's a very interesting thing I haven't seen anywhere in the world. Tell me if your countries do this. And I think it is a very interesting model, like a revenue model for the subway as well, because the public transportation it exists to give convenience to the citizens, right? So it's not going to be like a profitable model. It definitely, obviously, it's going to be it's going to lose money. So in order to make more money, I think it's a very interesting thing they're doing with this. Yeah, it's like a sponsorship, right? Yeah, like when companies buy arenas in the US, exactly, like the crypto.com arena, or like the, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's something very interesting going on. And the biggest company in Seongsu area, because it's a fashion district, well known, is called Mushinsa. It's like the fashion Amazon of Korea, I guess. And people were wondering why Mushinsa didn't buy Seongsu Station, because it is like the landmark of Seongsu. Why wouldn't you bid for that? Maybe they did, but maybe they thought like they don't really need to advertise that much. But a company at that level, they just need to burn some marketing money. So I don't understand why they didn't either. But some other random company got the name for Seongsu Station. So yeah. Speaking of Mushinsa, by the way, wow, you gotta check this out. You gotta check this out. I'm just showing you this out of like my own my own interest. But yesterday I was scrolling down through the chat and I saw some AI figure and I was like, wow, she is freaking hot and pretty. And it was an advertisement for Mushinsa, but then it was an actual person. Let me show you this. So maybe it's Eyes Mag. It's not Hypebeast. Yeah, I almost choked over my dinner because like it was freaking stunning. The fact that she's a real human being. Are you guys ready? So this is Eyes Mag over here, and then this is the post I saw yesterday. If you look at this, how do you even shrink it? Yeah, you can't see it because it's like, look at this. This is a Mushinsa Beauty advertisement, and that's not AI. That's freaking Karina over there. How does a person look like that? And she's like obviously changing her style of makeup, but they're like montaging it together, dissolving it. And wow, that is just, yeah, I'm just I'm just advertising Mujinsa for free at this point. Yeah, my love for Karina, I just had to point that out. I was like, holy Christ, yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I hope you like that. Okay, next news. So, Seungri from Big Bang, the past Big Bang, is facing backlash from the Indonesia Burning Sun event. So apparently there is a club opening up in an area of Indonesia called Burning Sun, with the name Burning Sun, Surabaya. I think that's like a region or something. Or yeah, it says in Surabaya and on August 31st. And a lot of people said that Seungri might be involved with this and that he's going to make an appearance or something. Nobody knows if it's true or not because there were some other articles that followed up saying that Seungri was not actually involved, and someone actually got to interview him, and he said like he wants to lay low, he wants to stay quiet, but like all the like reporters just like can't stop reporting about him or whatever and stuff like that. He's not going to appear on the Burning Sun event, blah blah blah. Whatever, who cares? Like, you deserve what you deserve at this point. Like, his jail sentence was a little bit too low. And if this is allegedly true that he is actually like involved in some sort of way, investing or like, you know, being endorsed or appearing, whatever, that's disgusting. The fact that you would use the same name of the huge scandal that stirred up the entire K-pop and Korea sphere and the whole world, like the biggest K-pop scandal of all, like nothing can top this. Like if this is allegedly true that he is some way tied to this entity, then that is freaking disgusting. And I feel like the entity that is making this Burning Sun is kind of sketchy too, because they probably know what happened with the name Burning Sun before in Korea, because it was like worldwide known. Like BBC made a documentary about it. They're making a club. What are the coincidences that they make the same name? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing, and I don't know, it's their freedom, but why would you deliberately use the name Burning Sun? Like, that's a little bit iffy, right? And then there was also a report saying that Seungri was spotted in like a local party or club, and then he was sniffing, not sniffing, but like he was trying to like approach girls and saying his acquaintance was saying, we have a house in the vicinity of 5 minutes of here, you want to go over and hang out over there and stuff like that. He is a free man by law, but yeah, like it's kind of like as normal people living like normal lives, like seeing these ex-criminals getting out of jail with short sentences and living their best lives in Southeast Asia and whatever, wherever, it's just not, it just doesn't hit you well, right? Yeah, but it is what it is. That's capitalism, and we can't do anything about it, right? So yeah, I don't blame the club for not knowing the history of a name. It's a different country after all. I don't know. I think there is a slim chance that they might have not known, but yeah, Burning Sun, that's a very random combination of two words, and I think it's too big to be a coincidence. Yeah. Yeah, so speak on it, David. Yes, thank you so much. Please smash that like button. Let's see how many people are watching right now. Holy cow, there's 780 people. That might be a record today. Holy cow. And I apologize for the people who are late about the reversed Philippine flag. I explained about my situation before, so please, people in the chat, please inform why it is reversed, and I will fix it right after the stream. Okay, go to the next news. So yeah, next news is our underground parking bans for EVs fueled by fear or fact. So this was big news in Korea too, because like there was an EV car in this Cheongna International City, Incheon. It got ignited. So the EV car battery explosions and ignitions, or the flaming of them, it has become a huge problem because this whole basement got smoked because of this EV car catching on fire. And the fire began with a stationary uncharging Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 and quickly spread, affecting 140 vehicles, damaging the building's electrical and plumbing systems. This left about 480 households without electricity and water, currently forcing 800 residents in temporary shelters at a nearby school. It's causing so much problems. And the main problem is, the reason this news is surfacing is also just by the fact that it, caused so much damage, but it caused even more damage because Korean apartments usually have like very deep basement parking lots. And even if they do have ventilation systems, like at large, it is like a very confined space and the ventilation's not good. If you get trapped in there, there's nothing you can do. You have to climb up the emergency stairs and stuff. So, and the smoke all travels up, and you know how apartments are. So what if the smoke, it's very toxic smoke. If it all travels up, then you'll all get like toxic fumes in your lungs and all that. So it's extremely dangerous to have like a car on fire in a underground parking lot. So the government is actually like thinking of banning EV cars to enter underground parking areas. And I do think there is a logic behind this, like because a lot of people say that this is like optics and stuff. This is like anti-lobbying from the petroleum or the traditional car industries. I don't think so, because like a lot of car manufacturers like Ford or Mercedes or Hyundai or Toyota, they're all making EV cars as well. So I don't think, maybe it's from like the petroleum, like the gas companies or something. But a lot of people, you've been seeing a lot of incidents of electric cars getting lit on fire and their batteries exploding on the news a lot. But statistically, they say the number of cars that are getting caught on fire and that explode are even lower than like actual traditional cars blowing up or getting on fire or whatever. It's only getting reported on the news because they're EV cars and there's an agenda against EV cars, and the statistics are very low. And when it hits the news, everything seems like, oh, that's the whole world. So everybody's saying like EV cars are super dangerous, like it's too early for EV cars, like I'm never gonna ride an EV. So yeah, that's what's happening. But in the case of underground, I kind of stand with this, because like if the safety is, if they, like traditional cars, they won't explode just by themselves, right? But if EVs get overheated or something's wrong with the circuit or whatever, overcharge, and they get lit up, and then that smokes the whole apartment, that is a huge security, potential security breach and like risk, right? So maybe we do need to ban EVs for a certain amount of time until we can actually actually say that they're 100% safe to go underground, or we have like some facilities right next to the charging points, just to like extra sprinklers or like instant, what do you call them, like icers or whatever, so that we can prevent all of that. Yeah, so like this is becoming a huge problem, and there were like tons of a dozen of people that got hurt, like children that got hurt by this incident. So it's definitely a huge thing. Yeah, like the battery in your laptop. Yes, and you guys all remember the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 or something? I actually had that phone, and it's still banned. I flew Spirit, and then everybody said Spirit Airlines is so like crappy, and then they were like, oh, tell me how the experience is. And so I vlogged it all on my vlog, which is coming out soon, my Texas vlog. But because of that, I was reading all the details of the instructions and like every single detail of the pamphlets they give out. And then I noticed on the little line there, no Galaxy Note 10s allowed on board. It was still there. There's like a legal restriction on that specific phone type on Spirit Airlines. Yeah, maybe it was a Delta, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's applicable to all the airlines out there. But that was so funny. Yeah, similar incident over here. They're exploding devices. So there should be some safety precautions on it, right? The Note 8, right? The Note 8. The one that caught on fire. Yeah, we all remember that, right? Right. I had that exact phone. It was state of the art back then. It was great. It was great. I have to admit, I was really satisfied with the phone, but I had like a free exchange. Like the company recalled all the phones, and then I got like an upgraded version or something, but then the screen got smaller, and I was like, eh. Anyways. Yeah. So, okay, next news is the Summer Games end with celebrations of athletes in Paris. There was a lot of buzz about the Paris Olympics. Congrats to Paris actually pulling it off without any big incident, big devastations or anything, but there were some hiccups here and there. But all in all, like, you guys did the event safely, and there weren't any like massive incidents or terror or anything. But yeah, so this is the Korean team at the ending ceremony, and then this is Tom Cruise over here. So a lot of people are saying that America, LA, the 2028 Olympics is going to be held in LA. The US stole the show from the Paris ending the ceremony, and Tom Cruise did like a stunt, and then he did the Olympics flag thing, and then there's this person I don't know, and then they did all this artistic stuff. Yeah, very interesting. There's North Korea and South Korea together and stuff. Yeah, but there's also like a Red Hot Chili Peppers and Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre concert or like performance at the Long Beach or somewhere in California, and they were like da 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 da, and the whole performance was lit. So people were like, "Oh, the U.S. definitely stole the show." And I think like whereas the Paris Olympics finished safely and it's all done now, there were a lot of hiccups from the opening ceremony, which I covered in like my 3 weeks before news. In my live stream, and also like making the swimmers dive and swim in the Seine River. Is that how you pronounce it? We call it Seongang in Korean. And the Seine River, which is very polluted and very dirty, and a lot of people experience like vomiting and like nausea after swimming in that river. And then there were also like some like mistakes and here and there, but overall, there was also a big fuss about like giving vegan only food to athletes and making like it eco-friendly for climate change. So they didn't install like air conditioners for some athlete rooms, and they only had fans in this heat. So athletes were complaining like that and all that kind of stuff. So there were hiccups here and there, and there definitely was a lot of like criticism and complaints. So like a lot of people said the Paris Olympics is one of the worst Olympics out there, but I don't want to shit on a particular country or Olympics. So yeah, well done. It is what it is. It's done now. It's passed. Water under the bridge. Korea got 13 medals or something. It's in total of the rank number 8, which is really good for a country with only 50 million people compared to China, US, and all the other countries. So yeah, good job, Korea. Good job to your own athletes from your own countries. Yeah, we got some like celebrity stars made from the Olympics. Year after year, we always have celebrities made from the Olympics. This year, it was that girl with the Yeji, Kim Yeji. She got very famous. There was the archery girl. There's also like a badminton girl that got like gold or something or silver, but she caused a whole feud in attempt to criticize like the Korean athletics organization or something. Yeah, apparently they don't allow personal sponsorship, so she's very triggered about that. That's all ongoing, but yeah, if you're interested in the Olympics, go check out the Korea Herald or the Korea Times for more specific information. Yes, so I think, just this one last news, and let's go to Suga and the Filipino news. So this one, so it's a follow-up. Last week, we told you about this news. So there was a YouTuber allegedly who put up a video on her YouTube saying that she didn't know that she was pregnant, and then when she found out, it was a little bit too late, and she was over 36 weeks, and she vlogged the process of getting the abortion at a certain hospital, and she even like got receipts on the payments and all that kind of stuff. And then a lot of people started commenting, isn't that murder? Because abortion in like the what do you call it, the pre something phase, I don't know the medical terms or whatever, it's like 착상 후, 착상 전, and all that kind of stuff. When you're in the embryo phase, there are a lot of like layers, there are a lot of like religious beliefs, there are a lot of political beliefs, there are a lot of individual beliefs about abortion and all. But I think everybody pretty much has the consensus that if the fetus or whatever, the baby is over 36 weeks, then it is deemed to be a human being. Like it is a fully functioning like human being with all the organs of brain, feelings, like pain, and all that, right? So this person got an abortion over 36 weeks, and people were like, that's murder. And she was dumb enough to record all of that and vlog that and put it online, and now she's getting police investigation. So the police is trying to identify and specify who this person is. So I think they already got the hospital by the footage, and they're trying to specify who it is. I think they've already booked like the doctor or whatever by the receipts, but they're trying to specify who the patient is because probably it's not on the books and stuff. And the police is it's probably done under the counter. And the police is having a hard time specifying who this person is because Google, they requested Google to provide the information of the YouTuber, the credentials, but Google's policy says like they're not going to reveal it unless it's like some severe whatever, and then you need like an official like legal filing or blah blah blah. So for like pedophiles and like minor offenders or something like that, or like if you actually go through some legal very hard work, then you can get the credentials of it. That's what happened to 탈덕 수용소 for like, you know, defaming and sending out fake news about like tons of K-pop idols and Jang Won-young. So yeah, there are those cases, but the police right now is having a hard time specifying who this person is. But if this person is to be caught, the police is pretty firm that this is murder, and she will be probably jailed for murder. Yes. You were born at 36 weeks. Yes, so exactly. This can't be true. What doctor would do this? I don't know, money-hungry doctors or unethical doctors, right? So even if, like, I think people on the far, I don't know, left spectrum, or like even, it's not even political, like, you know, my body, my choice, a woman's body is her own, you know, even people who say that and believe that would agree that this is murder as well. Yeah, so people will film anything. It's crazy. It is definitely crazy. Definitely, she needs to get locked up. Yeah, so that is some horrible news going on. So, okay, let's finally go to the Filipino news. So, get ready to be triggered. I'm going to tiptoe around this. I'm walking around eggshells, so disclaimer, I have nothing against Filipinos despite the flag being upside down because of my stupid mistake. I'm sorry, I apologize 3 times already. For that, I'll fix it. I have nothing against Filipinos. I know some Filipinos around me. They're wonderful people. I've heard so many good things about Filipinos, like from Chuan, she was from Philippines. Kenny, he's from the Philippines. Dre, he has some Philippine descent or whatever. But anyways, it's going to get a little bit bumpy, so get buckled up. I don't want to get canceled, though. I'm just letting you know the status quo, the opinion of the Korean public, okay? And it could be very tough to swallow. So let's go. Okay, so what's happening? What's happening is, let's see. Am I ready? Am I ready? Maybe I'm not. Okay. Okay. So, appeal of Filipino housekeepers in Korea. I'm not a housekeeper, I'm a caregiver. So what's happening is, basically, these are the, I think it's 100 people. So, Filipino workers participating in the pilot project for foreign housekeepers arrived at Incheon Airport on the 6th, and they are the first 100 women in their 20s and 30s that will receive specialized training for 4 weeks after entering Korea and begin work on the 3rd of next month. So, yeah, so what is happening is, because Korea is now like having a problem having babies, like, and increasing the population, and a lot of people are pointing the reason at women discontinuing their careers and the environment atmosphere not being child friendly for women and mothers. They are saying we need a facility or like a alternative option for Korean women to have like an environment to raise kids, and people who don't have the luxury of their grandmothers or their mothers taking care of their grandsons or sons or daughters, or sending them to daycare or childcare or whatever, they need to get like a babysitter, right? Or a caretaker. And because these Filipino people were willing to come to Korea to take the job, and it's already existent in places like Singapore, a lot of people volunteered. The Korean government gave out a proposal. A lot of people accepted and volunteered for the job to come as like caretakers of babies. That's the background knowledge for that. And then so the 100 people who are the frontiers, the pilot group batch of people, have arrived in Korea. But there are some points of controversy. So what's happening is Korean people are very upset of their wage, the amount of money they receive. So these people are going to be earning 2.38 million won. So that's like $2,000 per month, okay? They're going to be earning $2,000 per month for the caretaking of a baby. And they said, I'm not a housekeeper, I'm a caregiver, which I respect, right? Like, you were hired as a caregiver, right? Your job is to take care of a baby. And they're trying to isolate that from like taking care of the house. They're like setting their boundaries. And that's what the Korean government promised. So I don't see anything wrong with that. But then a lot of people are thinking negatively about that because of the wage. So the wage is $2,000. And this was set by the Korean government because they said all human beings are equal. And if you're working in Korea, you should get the minimum wage. And if you calculate all of that, then $2,000 seems reasonable. So that's how the government and the organization, like the organization in charge, calculated. But then apparently in Singapore and other countries that also have caregivers, and these caregivers also take care of the house as well, like cleaning and cooking and all that. These people, Filipinos or other people that have the occupation of caregivers, get $400 per month. $400 per month, and Korea is giving $2,000 per month. So why are Korean people triggered? First of all, the imbalance between Singapore, which is a higher GDP country than us, is giving this much in average to the caregivers, but the Korean government set this, and I would applaud them actually. I would be like, that's reasonable. But in terms of economics and like market theory and like market logic and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that they're like it didn't hit on a great note by the fact that some of the interviewees said that I'm not going to take care of like the cleaning or cooking or whatever. So it's like 5 times the price of Singapore right now. And what's even more triggering for Koreans is that the salary is higher than a salary of the starting salary of a civil servant. So civil servants, as in people that work in like government offices or like neighborhood offices that take care of your facilities and government infrastructure, or the subway or somewhere like that. Those people work their asses off. They have to go through very, very thorough examinations. They lock themselves up in Koshi-wons for years, and they become civil servant workers. And the starting salary is lower than $2,000. And I feel like comparing those two, I get why these civil servant workers and some Koreans would be triggered. But in that case, don't you think you should raise the civil service workers' wage too? Like in that case? So yeah, that's one point of conflict right now, and people are saying that this is too much. Our tax money is being, it's only 100 people, but then the government is testing out the waters, and then if it gets positive feedback, then they'll slowly increase the batch of people, maybe make it into thousands, and they have plans for that long term. And people are afraid that, why are you giving this much to foreign workers that is even more than a civil servant worker? And apparently, of course, society has a little bit of a negative, not negative, but like belittling or downgrading view about like caretakers or like nannies or like home takers or something like that, right? It's a job that Koreans are reluctant to do, so that's why they outsource it. So if there was domestic demand, if there's domestic demand, there should be supply, right, from like Korean people as well, like old people or just people that don't have jobs. They would be willing to do it, but because housekeeping is just not like a preferable job, Koreans don't want to do it. That's why the government is bringing people from overseas that are satisfied with the job and the wage. But then I saw that the minimum wage, let's see. Okay. So I can't find it right now, but let's see. Yeah, there's so much text right now. I got temporarily dyslexic, but I saw in an article that the minimum wage of Filipinos working in the Philippines is like way lower. Like I think like even like 5 times or 10 times lower than the wage that is designated for the $2,000 here. And then Korean people are like, if their domestic working price or wage is like that, like we would understand if it's like maybe double or like equivalent to like some sort of like a higher upper kind of value, but like this is like just too much, and people are just very sour and salty about that. So you could do your research on the wage differences and stuff. I could Google it right now, but I want to be careful on the numbers and stuff. So yeah. So if you look at the sentiment, the public sentiment over here, this is some comments from the Naver comment section. Seoul City administration is pathetic. A Singaporean live-in maid earns $400 while Hong Kong and Taiwan earn $800. So why is our more than 4 times more expensive? Is it normal for it to be higher than the starting salary of Korean civil servants? Why are foreigners' hourly wages the same as Koreans? The minimum wage should be applied to those who have fulfilled their legal duties and responsibilities as citizens of ROK. But why are they giving preferential treatment to foreigners who aren't even citizens? The minimum wage for all foreigners, including Filipinos, should be differentiated from Koreans. Seoul City, stop acting like global suckers and first implement policies that take care of and protect your own citizens. I get where they're coming from, okay? I get where they're coming from, but they're being a little bit too harsh. Singapore is right. That's what people are saying. What kind of great country is that applies the minimum wage system to foreigners? It's because of the Democratic Party, so foreign workers prefer Korea over Japan, and they don't manage illegal immigrants either. There's like the immigration problem. This is a crazy country. The common people earn a little more than the minimum wage, but if you waste tax money like that, do it moderately. Yeah. And then if you look at more comments over here, this is like the most commented post. If a Korean postpartum care worker works 9 hours a day and gets paid less than $2.3 million with less than $2,000, but a Filipino housekeeper gets paid more than a Korean government-supported postpartum care worker, does that mean Korean women have to go to countries that pay more to get jobs? Yeah, they're talking about the competition in the market for getting jobs. Nursing care workers do not only care for elderly, so this is called like a registered nurse, okay? registered nurses do not only care for the elderly, but also do. Oh no, no, not wait. I'm sorry. Like the 요양보호사. So that's not a registered nurse. That is like literally like a nursing licensed nursing care worker. Okay, correction on that. A licensed nursing care worker that gets a license after an exam in Korea do not only care for the elderly, but also do laundry, cleaning, and cooking. This is a job that requires a license, but instead foreigners without a license are given preferential treatment, and Koreans who have a license are treated like housekeepers. Please divide up the work properly. Filipino women have their eyes on their heads. They don't even know what they're talking about and talking nonsense. Are they getting paid 2 million won a month just for looking after a child? In the Philippines, housekeepers who didn't even get paid $200 per month are getting paid 10 times more to look after a child. It's ridiculous. You should all go back to Philippines. So, yeah, like they're comparing Hong Kong and Singapore and all that kind of stuff. So, my opinion, it's very hard to judge on this. I get both sides. If it was set moderately, as one commenter said, if it wasn't like an extreme gap, and if it was set as like, you know, a little bit, you know, I get why if you have a citizenship here, you're paying for like the national health care, you're paying for your own taxes, and then they take taxes from you, and then you receive that amount of money. And then foreign workers come here without any citizenships or any responsibilities, and if they get paid more, I understand why Koreans would be triggered. But the language and the hate and the underlying xenophobia is not okay, right? If they want, like, I get some people are being very critical in like a very cold manner, like logical sense, but this is just fueling up a lot of hate towards a certain ethnicity in a certain country, which they did not even expect, right? They are not the ones that set the wage here, right? It's the Seoul government and the organizations, right? And that was one single interview from a person saying like, I'm not a housekeeper, I'm a caregiver or something like that, and which is what they were hired for. So their point, I guess, the Korean people are angry at the Seoul government, and that is validated to some point. I get the logic here, but let's be careful that this doesn't spread out to like just pure hate to like a certain group of people, okay? So that's just that's all I have to say. I think the debate itself is valid. I think, you know, there are valid points from the Korean side as well. Like, you know, like you will feel left out or kind of, you know, robbed if you work hard for a license and like a certified some kind of job or a civil worker, and then foreigners come in and get a better wage than you, right? So like if you put yourself in their shoes, it's understandable to some extent, right? Yeah, so let's look at what you're talking about in the comments over here. What website is this? It's Naver. It's like it's the portal of Korea. And I'm telling you, if you go to other sites, it's not going to look better. Yeah, it's going to be worse. In Malaysia, minimum pay for Filipino maid caregiver is 1,800 RM, which is around USD $400. They stay with the employer, so food and housing is provided. Yes. Korea needs to raise their wages. Yes, the wage has been raised. The minimum wage has been raised to, I think, approximately like $10 recently. So it's slowly getting there, but it's still below the average of all the OECD, like the developed countries. Yeah. Yes, the people complaining should quit their civil service job and become caregivers. If you want good care, you need to pay bills, the dollars, yes. Then don't hire them, simple as that. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a very tricky situation because there's a lot of demand, but there's not a lot of supply because a lot of people don't want that job, right? And that's how the market works. If a lot of people don't want that job, usually the wages go higher for those jobs. And that's why dangerous jobs or like, you know, very physically demanding jobs are higher in wage, right? So like they're not going to become caretakers themselves. So that's market value. That's market theory in my opinion as well. It's like the supply and demand. And technically, Korean people could become caretakers if they wanted that $2,000. But yeah, there's a lot of like loopholes there. There's a lot of, you know, it's a very tricky situation. Yeah, I don't want to take sides on this. Honestly, I get both sides too. Yeah, exactly. If Korea haven't people to do the job, they couldn't complain. People willing to go to their country, being a part of their own family to take care of theirs. Yeah, that's what I said. It like that's a very human way to say, but like it's just market. It's just how the market works. It's supply and demand. Yeah. But the counter for that would be the case. That's why people are bringing up Singapore, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, because there is a comparison already, and these countries, especially Singapore, has a higher GDP than Korea. They're a richer country than Korea, but the wages are like 1/5 of what the Korean government is doing. So at least like you guys in the chat, I know that there would be a lot of like triggered people, like, you know, very upset people of this news, and that would lead to negative opinions to Korea right now. But if you look at it on the surface level, at least on the terms of official government level, you should actually like, you know, what's the right word? I'm tiptoeing too much. Like not applaud, but support the government, because they're trying to give fair wages and like equal wages to these workers as well, right? So at least it's better than Singapore and Hong Kong, right? Don't SK have proper daycare, maybe assisted by the government? There's a lot of efforts towards that, but it can't cover all the blind spots, right? Yeah. Yeah. But isn't caregivers luxury? I mean, how many Korean households can actually afford this? Awesome question. Awesome question, because the next article was this. 4 out of 10 households applying for Filipino housekeepers are in Gangnam 3 districts. So the 3 Gangnam districts, which would be Seocho, Gangnam-gu, and I forgot one. Those are the 3 most richest districts, the richest districts in Korea. And 4 out of, like, that's almost half. So as you said, it's very expensive. $2,000 is a lot, you know? $2,000 is a lot for an average household. I couldn't afford $2,000 if I was like a, you know, if I had a baby. Maybe if my partner and I, if we both had jobs, we could take $2,000. That would still be a lot. You know, $2,000 is a lot. So as you said, only people in Gangnam. It's Gangnam, Seocho, and Songpa. Oh, okay, Songpa is where Jamsil Lotte World is. Yeah, Lotte Tower is. So these 3 districts have the biggest earnings, and they have a lot of rich people. So 4 out of 10 households, yeah, is that. And the government finally selected a total of 151 households to use the foreign housekeepers after considering various conditions such as single parent, multiple child, dual income households. Yeah, very valid selections. And 144 were dual income households. As I said, like I could only manage this if I was dual income households, and also usually you have to be a dual income household, because that means the mother is going to work as well, and that's why you need a caretaker. And including 87 households with multiple children, it's going to be hard if you have multiple children. 44 households with 1 child and 13 households with pregnant women. The remaining 7 were assigned to single parent households. Yeah. Yeah. So what's going on in the comments over here? Singapore, which is much richer than us, hires Filipino housekeepers for $1,000,001 a month. So this person is stating that it's $1,000. This is all because the leftists raised the minimum wage so that the foreigners benefit more than Koreans. Thanks to the leftists and idiot labor rights activists, why are they doing with What are they doing with labor costs that are more than twice that of Singapore and Hong Kong? Why are they applying the minimum wage to foreign workers? What a ridiculous policy. Yeah, so I'm going to be careful with my words here because obviously I'm not going to win any battle with the chat because the chat is 99% foreigners right here. And if I side a little bit, even the slightest bit with Korean people, then I'm going to get like slanted on too. So I'm just going to leave it here. The arena has opened. You can tell me your thoughts in the chat. But I will just say I understand both viewpoints logically. And some parts are right, some parts are wrong, some parts should be left out. Okay? Yeah. I hate that person. More like low, mid, and middle income people with both parents working once, housekeepers and nannies. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think it's misdirected anger. Don't be mad at the caretakers. Be mad at the Seoul government. As I said, some amount of it is misdirected, but a lot of it is directed to the government. Like not a lot of people are hating on the Filipinos themselves. It's that one article that tried to paint the Filipino caretakers badly by quoting that interview, saying like, "I will not take care of the house, like I will not clean, I will not cook, I'm only going to take care of the baby." Is that quote that misdirected the anger to the Filipino workers? But they're just here because their R&Rs, their roles and responsibilities were set by the government. They're just following that, right? So if the government said do this, then why would they go out of their way and do extra chores, right? So it's not their fault, in my opinion. It's the government's fault. And I think 90% of the anger here is going towards the government, but the anger towards the government gets translated in a wrong way of xenophobia or like other things, and then it transcends, right? So that's the whole picture over here. It's a very sensitive kind of thing. Living sweetly, David, give them 1 month with a very crabby and angry ajumma, and their opinions will change on wages and the value of caretakers. Yeah. Yeah, caretakers, it's a very big issue. Not only for families with babies, but even for elderly people. As I said, my grandma is under a coma state right now, and my grandpa lives alone with her. So my aunt take cares of them every day, like from like certain hours, but she has a job too, so she can't like be there 24/7. So we hire a caretaker, and like my grandpa's house is a little bit on the wealthier side. He lives in the Gangnam district, in the Seocho district. So his family, our family, like not like our father and mother's family, but my grandpa's family and my aunt has the finances for it. And I've heard that the wage for a Korean elderly caretaker they hire is $6,000. We pay $6,000. Okay, converted to USD, that would be $5,000. $5,000 per month for an elderly caretaker. And this person is like also registered and has license too, and they're designated from like these agencies, so the agency gets the cut too. So their salary, what they take would be, I would say, give or take like 4,000, I guess, like if you exclude the agency fees maybe. So and their jobs are a little bit more intense because like she has to deal with like, you know, elderly people shitting their pants, like diapers, and like getting out, like suctioning the thing, the spit or like the kare from the throat, and like sitting them up, putting them in a wheelchair, getting them outside and getting sunlight and all that. So it's a very demanding job. Of course, babies are too, but like I'm just saying, as a reference point, my family hires a caretaker for $5,000 a month, and yeah, if that were even if we were to cut that into like 30% or half, that would still be a substantial amount of money to hire a nanny or a caretaker for a child as well. Yeah, for a certain amount of hours. Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot. As I said, she's licensed, and she's taking care of a patient that is under coma, so it's definitely different. Yeah, definitely different. Does the caretaker have weekends off? I think so. I think she has 1 day off. She has 1 day off. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comment section about this sensitive issue. And last but not least, let's go on to Suga's news. You have waited long for this news. Let's see how many people. 836 people watching. 880 people watching. Wow. Please smash that like button. And let's proceed onto the Suga news. Before we go on, if you appreciate this live stream, any super chats or PayPals or buy me a coffee would be appreciated, because it really helps me as well, because the economy is really bad. As you can see, everybody's riled up about money and wages and all that. It applies to me as well. So yeah, as I said in my my former stream, I'm struggling financially as well. So any kind of support would help. If you don't have any, if you can't support monetarily, likes are the best form of support. Yes. Okay, let's go on into the news. And this news I have to be very careful about too, because I'm dealing with ARMY. I'm ARMY myself too, but ARMY is huge. Not everybody has a united front. Everybody has different opinions. ARMY is like in the millions of people. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion. That's divided into K armies, international armies. Even among international armies, there are going to be bad apples. There are going to be like zealous armies. There are going to be casual armies. There are going to be mom armies and stuff like that. So everybody has a different temperature over here. So let's just be respectful to each other. And even if like the news reportings doesn't suit your agenda or your opinion or your thoughts of this, just be respectful to each other and to me, please. And please don't cancel me. I have no malicious intent. I'm just doing this to state my opinions on it, which is not going to be that negative, I assure you. I'm just doing this so that a lot of people can know about the situation and can have their own thoughts on it. And this is a weekly live stream, so I'm not trying to reignite any kind of controversy as well. Like, it's just Tuesday, and this is when I do my live streams. That was a bunch of disclaimers, right? You guys all understand, right? Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go? Lou, thank you for the $10. That is cheering me up. Thank you so much. Okay. And Sandra, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you so much. I didn't get your message. Get a nice lunch on me. Thank you so much. We got a very nice noodle place newly opened here. I went there with Jin yesterday night, and it was pretty. It was cheap and good, affordable. Lol, we are mature. You might be mature, but there are a lot of immature people as well, and I'm honestly scared to death to talk about this, but here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. Okay, here we go. So I'm referencing all these sources from the Korea Herald, which is a legit news agency in Korea, and these news are all like published and circulated under like verified news outlets. Okay, so Suga was booked for driving scooter under influence. That means DUI. So he was basically drunk driving. And let's read this. Suga of the K-pop phenomenon BTS was under investigation by Yongsan police for suspicion of driving an electric scooter while under the influence of alcohol on Tuesday. This was 5 days ago, so not a lot was revealed at that point. Suga was found falling from the stand-up motorized scooter in Yongsan Central Seoul Tuesday night. A police officer at the scene reported the K-pop star smelled of alcohol when the officer tried to help him stand, according to local media. He was reportedly handed over to a nearby police patrol station and tested to be over 0.08% in blood alcohol test, a level sufficient to have his driver's license revoked. Suga returned home after the investigation, and then afterwards, Big Hit Music, I guess, Hybe, aka, posted an apology concerning the case to its fan platform Weverse on Wednesday, vowing to prevent any occurrence of a similar incident. The K-pop star has been carrying out his military duty as a social service agent who works at public facilities without residing at a military base. So this was the initial announcement and I guess apology from Hybe over here. And if we go to the next news, the the news got escalated a little bit more because in the initial apology from Hybe, they stated it was a kick scooter. A kick scooter is one of these, like electric scooters over here. You ride them uh, standing, right? Everybody knows what an electric scooter is. But then the police or the press or the TV station or whatever revealed a CCTV footage, a surveillance camera footage, and indeed Suga was sitting and driving an electric vehicle. So it was not an electric kick scooter, it was just a scooter, okay? Like a scooter is like a variant of a motorbike, or like the ones you sit on. Like it's a safer version of a motorbike, right? It's not like a extreme motorcycle or anything, but it's like a variant of in the middle of a kick scooter and a motorcycle. You can sit on it and you can drive it with like a pedal and stuff, right? So Hybe, after issuing that, a lot of people, said that they were trying to downplay the situation, and Hybe put out a secondary statement saying there was no intention at all to downplay the situation as suggested by some. We once again apologize for hastily addressing the issue without more consideration. And the company said, related to Suga's drunk driving incident, we have believed that the vehicle used by our artist was a kickboard with a seat, and only realized a kickboard with a seat, and only realized that the categorization and legal responsibility varies depending on the vehicle's capacity. So there's still a lot of words about the legal technicalities on whether it should be like a scooter or a kickboard or whatever, but I'll leave that to the police, okay? I'm not like a traffic law expert. So yeah, Big Hit Music's initial apology on Wednesday only mentioned the administrative penalty Suga had received, leaving out that he would be subject to police investigation for further criminal punishment. The agency said neglecting the details was an honest mistake on their part. So if Big Hit actually, just was clear and they did more research on it before they put out the apology, this wouldn't have escalated to the next level. So anyways, I can already see the comments and everybody's like, oh my god, fighting amongst themselves, but let's go to the next news. So, and then there's also another controversy. So obviously it's one fact we have to know, that it's Suga. It's BTS Suga. It's BTS. I don't even need to explain what BTS is. BTS is the biggest figure in Korea among celebrities, K-pop idols, like globally as well. It's like a global phenomenon. And a member getting into some kind of controversy is definitely going to garner a lot of attention, negatively, right? If it's a controversy. And a lot of people are going to jump on it, whether it be anti-fans, whether it be the public that doesn't really care in their daily lives and they just want to shit on a person, whether it be like salty, like jobless people at their houses that are just jealous of Suga's success and stuff like that. And they're just going to be normal people that are just passerbys and stuff like that. They're going to be fans and stuff. But obviously it's going to cause a huge frenzy, even if it's like, a mild controversy or something. So yeah, I'm not trying to downplay DUIs, okay? DUIs should be considered very serious. But what I'm trying to say is, if you go to this article, because of the fact that he is enlisted in the military as a social service worker, you need to know the context behind this. So all of the BTS members enlisted into the military, right? And like they're all in like, I don't know, freaking V is in like a Seoul terrorism unit. All the other members went to like the army and stuff. They're doing their honorable serves. And Suga, from my understanding, because he fell on like a motorcycle, that's actually being made fun of right now. He fell on a motorcycle or something, and he got his like shoulder fractured or like dismantled or something. Because of that condition, he cannot go properly serve in the military. So that's why he got like a medical analysis, and he applied for the civil service working. So like it's inevitable for him, but the context for a lot of celebrities, I told you this before, most of the Korean men go to the regular army, right? Like just the army the BTS members are going to. So even if they have like similar conditions as Suga, let's assume, like if they have something wrong with their body or something, it's very, very difficult to get like a judgment from the doctor that you are apt for like a civil service working. So a lot of guys are triggered whenever they see the word civil service worker because they're just normies and it's really very hard to get accepted by that. And in Suga's case, he had a medical condition, so it's definitely verified and it's right. But there's a connotation, there's a undergoing belief that celebrities get preferential treatment because their companies have power and they could somehow wiggle their way into like the doctors and get like a diagnosis, and the military manpower administration, they give preferential treatment towards celebrities. And the percentage rate, okay, like I am going to say this, the percentage rate of a lot of K-pop stars that go as civil service workers or get exempt, if you just look at the K-pop stars, it is way higher. It is way higher than normal people getting that kind of service. So a lot of normal people are very triggered whenever they see this word. And the fact that Suga, even though he is rightfully enlisted because of his medical condition, that's already like a disadvantage for him. Like, you know, if he, like the fact that he's serving as a civil service worker is already a disadvantage when this news all happened. And the fact, it also expands to the fact that he's in military service right now, technically. Even if it was after hours, it doesn't matter to the public, okay? During military service, some kind of controversy happens like this, it's definitely not going to be seen in a positive light, right? So everything's like piled on top of him being BTS, on top of him being a civil service worker, on top of him during like the military service right now, and then he's doing he got caught by doing DUI. That picture is honestly really not the best. It's really not the best picture, and there are so many angles to attack and criticize about it, right? So this is surfacing, and it's triggering this new angle about military favoritism right now. And when social service agents are enlisted, they receive basic training at a training center. They also undergo job-specific training as their respective institutions and regularly follow service regulation courses as part of efforts to strengthen education. The MMA and the military manpower or whatever administration plans to increase their either duration or frequency of training sessions. Yeah, so this is the response to all the criticism all there. So this is another factor, but that's not the big thing. Also, what's going on is like a civil complaint has been filed to the Military Manpower Administration over BTS Suga's attendance. So people, like, this is blowing out of proportion in my opinion. Like, okay, DUIs should be considered very severely. It's not something to be overlooked or swept under the rug. But because of this case and because of the fact that he is a superstar, people are trying to nitpick and find every single angle that can get him like canceled or buried. So yeah, like in this case as well, some people are like, this person is like probably a citizen that has nothing to do with Suga, but they're filing complaints to the military manpower service because of Suga's attendance and stuff. Oh, this ad. Why do they automatically play these ads? For God's sake. There was a civil complaint from an individual identified as A, requesting a thorough investigation into Suga's military service management status as a social service agent. So these people are saying, like, how the hell is he in the military right now, but he gets like super intoxicated and drunk and he drives all the way home and he creates this kind of controversy. He might be slacking off and there's definitely going to be preferential treatment behind the scenes. So you should investigate and whether he's like actually serving well, like if he's actually attending his service well, and if there's extra dirt, we should crucify him, or we should like just, we should just cancel him all in all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this person is saying, since Suga and his agency Big Hit Music have previously been involved in controversies regarding minimization and false explanations, this situation stems from a sense of entitlement of the privileged class. Yeah, Suga's explanation that he didn't realize he couldn't use an electric scooter while intoxicated could be seen as an indirect admission that he might have driven the same scooter after drinking, after completing his duties as a social service worker. It's also possible that Suga couldn't properly perform his service the following day, and that service organization provided him with the undue convenience. A thorough investigation into the truth is necessary. So people are actually like, they're digging in deep. They're digging in deep, and yeah, and then apparently there's also criticism about this. He's facing criticism about saying misleading fans about drinking only one glass of beer. This is the surveillance footage of him. He's apparently sitting down on some form of like electric scooter or whatever, and the Yongsan police station disclosed that Suga's alcohol level was at 0.227 when he was caught operating an electric scooter. And despite Suga's claim that he only had one glass of beer, the elevated BAC suggests he likely consumed more. So there's also controversy about that he misled or lied about drinking just one single beer. Under Korean law, the legal BAC limit is 0.03. Driving with a BAC over 0.08 can result in fines ranging blah, 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 and imprisonment from 1 to 5 years. And his BAC over 0.2 could lead to a fine between 10 million won and 10 million and 20 million Korean won, which is like $14,000, or a prison sentence to 2 to 5 years. The police have not yet decided whether to revoke Suga's driver's license, which would prevent him from obtaining one for a year. Yeah, Korean netizens commented, Suga, are you planning to destroy everything BTS has built over 11 years with your mouth? Just quit. So apparently, Suga is deeply reflecting on his actions, and he even put out an apology, and there are no internal discussions for him to leave BTS. But as I said before, ARMY is divided too, and I've done my own due diligence of research. I've gone on like Nate Pun or like X and where is it? The Coup and all these Korean community sites. I think it's split. And honestly, on the Korean side, I think I see, maybe it's because there are more posts just like surfacing because of the likes. But honestly, I'm seeing a lot of negative sentiment from at least K-armies. K-armies, they're mixed opinions too, but they're like, DUI is very severe. And this is the wrong timing for DUI, a DUI case, because there was a famous trot singer called Kim Ho-jung. He got caught under DUI, he escaped, he evaded, and he lied about the situation, and now he's imprisoned. And that was a whole controversy that made the country riled up for like several weeks, and then after that, consecutively, this happened. So DUI, of course, it should be considered very severely because it's, yeah, to some extreme extent, it is potential murder, because you can't justify DUI by saying nothing happened, like no one got hurt. That is very naive logic over there, because what if something happened? That's the important part. And things do happen in the world, and people get killed, and people, some people also say like electric scooters aren't going to kill people. Well, it might. If you see footages of electric kickboards and scooters crashing into cars because of DUIs and stuff, they go flying. And if it was Suga that got hit, then he might have had a fatal blow. Like, he might have had like a very serious injury. And that serious injury not only jeopardizes his own health, but the driver's mental health as well. And then it causes a huge secondary ripple effect on the road. And like some other people might try to drive away, and then they might like hit the guardrail or something. So the DUI cases should be definitely taken severely, and I'm not trying to like sweep it under the rug. And there was also a case of Kim Se-rom, you know, barging into like the electric power plant or something, that power source, and then the whole district got like a blackout and stuff. So DUIs are definitely severe, and the context in Korea and the consensus in Korea is that it's a very severe crime. Everybody says this, the common saying to go here is that DUIs are potential murder, and it should be considered in that aspect, and especially if your level is like high as like 0.2 or whatever, something like that. So K armies, a lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, a lot of them I've seen are very, very disappointed in Suga because of this context, because of the fact that DUIs are taken very severely in Korea, regardless of the outcome itself. Even if nothing happened, the fact that he did that, the action itself and the potential outcome could be horrible, that has disappointed a lot of K armies. And I've seen a lot of K armies saying that, you know, some severe ones, seems like, you know, very, very strong ones are saying like he should maybe even leave the group. He's dragging down the group after all like the groups have done. Like some people, like the haters, some of the haters on the internet, I don't think these people are army, but the haters are saying like he was the least relevant one in BTS and he's causing the most harm to the group. He should leave the group, and that's fueling fire. That's fueling the fire as well. And yeah, people are now digging up his old shit, and they're saying like he's the one that curses the most. The fact that he got injured by a motorcycle incident in the past, and then this reoccurred, and all that. Like every single detail is getting added, and it's not working in his favor. And yeah, this also, like, so there are antis also working on like trying to smudge his career. They're trying to cancel him even more because there was a recent Suga challenge going on social media, and it was like alleged fans, but they're not fans. They're antis, obviously, because which fan would be dumb enough to do that? Alleged armies, which are antis in disguise. They were holding up bottles, or they were like, you know, taking pictures of alcohol behind the drive wheel and all that, and making hashtags about the Suga challenge. So they're trying to make it even worse, and they're claiming that this, like, we support Suga, like let's do the Suga challenge. And obviously this is like a trick ops from like the antis, right? Antis. But the Korean media and the public obviously don't know that. They don't know it's like antis in disguise. And because these tweets are saying that they're army that supports Suga no matter what, and they're doing the Suga challenge with the bottles and all that kind of stuff, the Korean media is just blindly picking that up, and then it's just publicizing it, saying like armies are doing the Suga challenge and they're holding up beer bottles and soju bottles behind the driving wheel, saying they're blindly supporting Suga. Well, it's not. It's not. So everything is just getting like into a shit show. It's getting mixed over. Nobody cares what's the facts or not. Nobody cares about Suga's mental health or his well-being. It's just all being consumed as entertainment, and I think that is the part that should be most, you know, we should all be aware about and be careful about. So, like, while I am not trying to defend him entirely over the DUI it's a wrong thing. He apologized. He's reflecting a lot, and I think the best thing we can do as army and like as a fan is, yeah, recognize his fault. He did do a bad thing. Okay, people make mistakes. Fortunately, very luckily, nothing happened. So, phew, that's good. He's apologizing. He's reflecting on himself. So the best thing armies can do is stay by his side. Say supportive words to him. You know, we still support you. Like, you made a mistake, but it's okay, and stuff like that. But some army, or maybe antis that are in disguise, saying that, oh, it's nothing. DUI is nothing. You know, nothing happened. It was just on a scooter. nobody would get killed anyways. That kind of behavior is actually getting screen capped and getting circulated in Korean communities and saying like, look at how army is tone deaf on like DUIs. They think it's nothing because it's their oppa that did it, when it was a rando in like America or some other country, or it was a other celebrity or from a different fandom who did it, then they would be saying different stuff. And this is all getting spiraled up, and like it's getting out of control right now, right? So constructive feedback and criticism is necessary. Stay by his side, stay strong, continue to support him. This will blow away. This will blow off eventually. And until then, just, that's the stance. That's the stance that should be maintained. But overly protective behavior, that's what I'm saying, is only going to smear and make Suga get hurt even more. And the situation is already bad. Let's not add fuel to the fire, right? So, so the situation is pretty bad because Suga, he might potentially be the first to face the photo line. So he's going to get a further investigation at the police office. And a lot of celebrities tried to dodge this photo line because it's very like humiliating and embarrassing. It's shameful, right? So he might be the first one to stand there. He will undergo a formal police investigation. The police announced that they are coordinating the schedule with his agency, Big Hit Music and Military Manpower Administration, for a formal investigation. And they plan Yongsan Police Station soon will summon Suga for questioning on charges on driving an electric scooter while intoxicated. Yes. So yeah, like this is a meme post from like a very male-dominated community, but this is the level of Suga, 0.227% under him intoxicated. This is like a compilation of DUIs from other celebrities, and they're comparing the level of intoxication. And Suga, like, I don't know if this is true or right or wrong, but apparently it's quoted by an article. It was scrapped by an article. So Suga is up here at 0.227, and there's Kangta at 0.1, and this level is like where you get your license revoked. And there's Shinhwa, Shinhaesong, and then Jack's Kiss, Lee Jae-jin, Kangin from Super Junior, Eun Ji-won from Jack's Kiss, Kim Jae-jung from TVXQ, Jeonjin from Shinho, all that. And they're comparing like the level of intoxication over here. These things are getting circulated on the internet right now. So yeah. Suga's blood alcohol level is similar to that of Kim Se-rom, who drunk drove in Cheongdam-dong in 2022 and crashed into trees and a transformer several times before fleeing the scene, which was 0.2%. Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that was the Olympic medalist Woo Sang-hyuk over there. And people are saying, why did you even put that? Oh, he's the jumper. He's the jumper, the Korean national gold medalist. Yeah. A glass of beer, 0.227. Lol, a kickboard. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So it's stressful as an army. It's stressful times as an army. Some people are sending like flowers in front of Hybe, saying like, "Good job, Suga. Good job. Way to go!" Like on the DUI and stuff, and smearing BTS's reputation, dragging it down to the dirt. I don't believe those flowers were sent by army. Maybe it is. Maybe there is a possibility that some very hurt K armies might have sent it. But from the international side, I've mostly seen only support. So I definitely think the temperature difference between K Army and International Army is very different. Maybe it's because of the context I told you about like how DUIs have become a very serious thing in the recent years in Korean society because of Kim Se-ron and Kim Ho-jung and all of the other things. But as I said, him being BTS, people trying to drag him down, doing a DUI, of course, being under military enlistment, being a civil service worker, his story about like getting injured of the motorcycle event, like his his strong like wordings in his like lyrics and stuff, and like the big hit apology that came out, which was incorrect in the beginning, and then his statement of drinking a glass of beer and his alcohol level, and haters all jumping on it, antis doing ops of like all the. I've only listed a few things, and it's already over like 10 stuff, and all these combined and all mixed up. The public does not have the ability to, you know, distinguish which is right or wrong, which is like fake or true, blah blah blah. And yeah, he's, after all, he's BTS. He's gonna get a big blow because he's solely BTS, and that is how society works, and it's very stressful, right? It's very stressful to tell you all of this, but all in all, I just want to say at the end, like amidst all this, in an army's point of view, I'm as like, if you're a normal person who doesn't care about BTS, if like you think what he did is wrong, I totally agree as well. Like, what he did was wrong, but as an army myself, I do have a part of me that wants to defend him to some point. People make mistakes. Fortunately, nothing happened, and he's reflecting. He's going to go under investigation, and it's going to pass by. So let's just stay a little bit quiet until it passes by, and support him. Just be next to him. Like, stream his music. They're productive in more like light-hearted ways to support him, right? Just post like good pictures about him, or like just support BTS in general, all that kind of stuff. There's a Disney Plus series coming out with JK, Jimin, and who was it? Yeah, JK and Jimin, I think. So yeah, that's just my stance. And honestly, technically, it's very hard to defend him right now in Korea in this environment. Defending him over the top is definitely not going to serve its purpose. Yeah, it's only going to make it worse. That's what I'm trying to tell you. People are making fun of ARMY that are overly protecting him right now, saying like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's only an electric scooter. He doesn't kill a person or anything. Nothing happened. Oh, it was just a funny incident that he fell over his... How cute is that? These kind of things are getting screen capped and circulating on the internet, and whenever I see that, it's just so frustrating. Yeah. As I said, that might not be ARMY, but some people legit think like that, so... Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. Yep. And I feel like I'll get overwhelmed with seeing the comments, so I'll just let it be. I'll go through it in the review, re-watching of this segment. I do like re-watching sessions on my own just to see the chat, because there's so much chat going on in front of me. But yeah. Anyways, just want to say, all the information, all the stats, all the quotes or whatsoever has come from major news outlets like Korea Economy, Joseon Economy, Joseon Ilbo, the Korean Herald, and all that kind of stuff. And as I am not an independent media agency myself, of course, my only source of news is going to be Korean news as well, right? And how more credible can it get from as an individual standpoint from like a legit Korean news agency, right? You might deem it fake news. Some people might say the numbers are wrong, like blah blah blah, but like, I'm working with the resources I have, and I know that some people say like JTBC reported some fake stuff about Suga. We can weed out those kind of stuff, but like in general, the news that's getting circulated, it's being cross-checked by journalists from, like, some journalists might have malicious intents, but some journalists, like, they are honest ones as well. So as an independent person, like an individual, like, there's only so much I can do with the resources I have, right? So please understand that I'm not trying to frame anything or like mislead anything. So if I had anything wrong, you can correct me in the comment sections, but don't cancel me, please. Okay? Don't cancel me. Yeah, so yeah, 970 people. Wow, 1,000 people watching. Really appreciate the attendance. If you could leave a like, that would be amazing. Any kind of support is appreciated on PayPal, super chats. Wow, okay. Christopher, thank you for the $5. Long time watcher. Pizza, pizza. Welcome to the topping gang. $20 from Nicole. Thank you for the pizza. Sorry to hear about your grandmother. Hope she gets better. Thank you so much. She's getting actually better. Yeah, she's blinking and her eyes are directing towards me and stuff like that. She like responds to light and music and stuff, so that's good. $50. Thank you for Michelle. Great job reporting on Suga's situation. I hope I was objective. I tried to be objective as possible. I tried to cover both sides equally as possible, but it might not satisfy every party here. Like some people might think like I should have reported more on his side or in favor of his side or something like that. But yeah, this is a live stream. I have no script in front of me. This is all just on the get-go, so please understand that as well. Take that into account. You can always provide more information in the comment section. Sandra, David, thank you for your info. $10, pizza, pizza. Thank you so much. And I saw some super chats that I want to acknowledge that passed away while I was telling you. Let's see. Oh, Doll Baby, we are bulletproof eternal. Thank you for the $2, Doll Baby. I think it's way too much hate towards Suga. Definitely, definitely. That I can agree on. As I said numerous times, a DUI shouldn't be seen easily and lightly, but the level of hate he is getting right now is just unprecedented. It's just incomparable. And that's solely because he's BTS. And I guess some people might say that is the weight of the crown. The more famous you are, the more hate you are going to get. But it's just baffling. Okay, I'm gonna expose some people, right? So I was triggered the other day because I have a lot of group chats. I have a lot of normal Korean friends, right? Like I'm a social being, right? So I have high school friends, middle school friends, elementary school friends, college friends, my YouTube friends, and all that. They're all Korean, right? We have men group chat, and males usually don't listen to K-pop. Leave along BTS. Not a lot of them know them. They just know that they're very popular overseas and stuff. They don't know a single member or a single song. They might know RM or NV, Jungkook, but yesterday, like when something big happens, people post it on the group chats, right? Oh, this happened, and then they make fun of the stuff, and yeah, that's how people work. And then I was part of the group chat, and obviously because this is a big incident, one group chat of mine, a friend posted like shared one of the articles about Suga going under the police investigation and like all this stuff. And they were making fun of him, and there were like community posts of him, like there was a viral post of him that my friend shared a link of him in his like practice room, and he was doing a stream or something or filming himself, and he was saying like he was screaming and punching the sofa, saying like, "Oh, like 내가 여기까지 어떻게 왔는데?" That means like, how do I translate that? 내가 여기까지 어떻게 왔는데? That's like, I want to be very delicate on 내가 여기까지 어떻게 왔는데? How did I? Everyone, 영어로. How did I get here? No, that doesn't do justice. It's a very nuanced thing. It's like, how did I get here? All the blood, sweat, and tears, like all the underdog and the criticism and all that stuff, all that hate, and now I am here. Like, I do not want to like jeopardize this, or I don't want to fumble in this situation. It's that kind of nuance. He's like, oh, how did I get here? And it wasn't in that serious tone. It's just that phrase, and then that got clipped and it was circulating. And one of my friends shared it, and then people in the chat, people in the comments were laughing so much. And he's like, "Yeah, like how did you get here? Like, look at what you ended up like. You piled up that tower, and then in one go it's like tumbling down. And people were making fun of his lyrics, like that he was being very tough and trying to be like a man with like the cussing and stuff, and his lyrics suck and all that kind of stuff. And a single DUI incident, while it's not very light, is just putting him under like scrutiny and the speculation of haters and just normal people that just want to consume this as entertainment, and it's just like dragging out every single thing about him. And he's probably in hell right now, and I'm very, very concerned, honestly, because we have seen past incidents of other celebrities that I don't want to lead to any kind of potential imagination of this thought, but like, you would be concerned as a fan. Like, if this amount of hate is going towards you right now, I think it's a natural thought process. Seeing like the past cases of like so many celebrities, like Sully, Seongsu, and who was Sully's friend, Kuara, and all that. We've seen enough. And do people really want to drive a single person over the cliff? And the amount of hate is just like unprecedented, and it's just like too much. Even if it is a DUI, this is just too much. Him being consumed as like a entertainment. So that gets me mad, and I'm like constantly in a dilemma because I can't technically defend him because what he did was wrong, but the amount of hate he's getting is not deserved. So it's just very, very frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's a very hard time to be an ARMY. I even saw a post yesterday. I've been following this a lot because like I care for him and I care for BTS, right? And there was another article about like this long supporting Twitter account, which was pretty big, that provided a lot of helpful information to ARMY about BTS, like translations and charts and all that kind of stuff. And apparently it was run by a K-ARMY, and that person shut down the whole service and account because she was allegedly disappointed. So yeah, a lot of things are just happening simultaneously, and yeah, it's gonna stay here for a while, at least under like it's honestly you should buckle up because it's gonna become a even more bumpy ride once that photo of him in front of the photo line comes out. It's gonna go ballistic. Like, people are gonna even make more fun of him and stuff like that. Like, that's what happened to Kim Ho-jung when he was under the police line. Like, let's hope that Hybe manages a way for him to get like a private investigation or like a closed investigation, or they find a way to detour or bypass that like photo line in front of the journalist. Of course, he's going to get criticized for that as well, trying to evade the photo line, but that's going to be a lesser much of a blow than him actually getting like photographed by like numerous journalists and them putting out articles with his face plastered. So let's not hope that like photo line thing happens at all. Like, it could just be like a simple investigation at the police station, like him privately going in the middle of the night and stuff. Or like they could do like because of the severity of the incident, they could do like a virtual investigation or something like that, like something subtle. But if what the articles are saying is right, like that the Yongsan police is going to summon him and he's going to stand in front of that line, yeah, that's not going to look good, because I'm worried about that. Yeah, and then I don't know, like if that were to happen, I don't know how his appearance would be. Like, he's probably going to be in like a cap and like a mask or something. That's usually how it goes. Or maybe he will just look sleek and he'll just like bow 90 degrees and say he's truly, truly sorry, something like that. That won't even relieve the public, because they're not here for his apology. They're just here for the entertainment. So yeah. Jerry Gigi, thank you for your hard work. $5. Thank you so much. I think this is a good stance. If you only support him with hearts and such, the support will feel hollow. Acknowledge the fault and disappointment, but don't stop supporting. More like real love. Exactly. Thank you for wrapping that up. Support Suga and don't condone drinking, driving. Love, support, and compassion are not the only good times, but also for the tough times when you need them most. 아포방포, 아포방포, yes. Ami forever, 방탄 forever. KK, I'm trying to figure out what that currency is. THB, is that baht? Thailand? Thai baht? 69, thank you for the 69. I think I missed a little bit of super chats. Don Marie, thank you for the $10. You're doing an awesome job. Love your show. Thank you. Pizza, pizza. Silver COT7, thank you for the $5. Okay, so yeah. If I stay online, I think I might say too much, and then I might fumble on myself too, because people who say too many words, they can get clipped and get out of proportion. I have my own fair share of experience with that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna 말을 아껴. That's like a Korean phrase. 말을 아낄게요. I'm gonna shorten my words. And that was it for today. Hope you can support Suga in your own form of way, just not too overly, because that's just going to create more harm. And let's hope that he's well, he's doing well, and his mental health is well right now. Probably it's going through so much, but he's definitely going to learn his lesson in the good way. And let's hope that photo line thing doesn't just explode too much. Yeah. Just read some comments before I go? Okay. This blow up so big just because she's Suga. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. It's BTS. It's also like a indicator of how BTS is actually big. Hey Tom, thank you so much. You're doing great, David. Good work, helpful thoughts. I saw your what was it? Collaboration or review about my Patreon page. Thank you so much for doing that. So yeah, I have a Patreon. I do exclusive podcasts over there. I do K-pop reactions. I reacted to Jimin's over there for the army out there. I reacted to other groups as well, 7 other groups. And I do early access to my content. So go check it out. Only $5 if you want to support me on PayPal, on Patreon. K-Stosh, support is what he needs right now. Yeah, but I'm worried, like, when you're in this kind of situation, like I've been under like a fraction, like a 1 of 1,000th kind of fraction of this kind of hate before. When you're in that situation, no much amount of support actually matters. Like a human being is geared towards the negativity, and honestly, you just want to like unplug from every single digital interaction when you're in this kind of situation. So of course he's going to see it in hindsight, like afterwards, after the whole thing blows off. But in the moment, I'm pretty sure he's not going to like recognize that much, because he'll probably be in like so much mental pain. So yeah, but still, leaving support is important. Yeah. They're waiting for something negative to run with so they can drag BTS. Yeah, as I said, the other fandoms and other fandoms and just haters that are just jealous. It's like, this is our chance. Let's go. Like, okay, great, Suga, and then they're like doing whatever in their power just to smear their reputation and all that. Just that makes sense. These guys. Okay, so back to the group chat story. The place I was getting to was I mean, they're my friends, and whatever I say as an army isn't going to even affect them. They're going to just like whoop and whoop, and it's like no use even like confronting them. So I didn't even say anything, but I just did say one word, and I was like, "You guys, you guys having really a lot of fun, right? Like, you don't know how much like you subconsciously or invisibly benefited out of BTS in this world right now. You guys traveling abroad and like getting like, favorable treatment as Korean guys and stuff, and like our economy getting boosted to some extent, and our tourism and like Korea in general like elevating to another level. I don't want to like, you got to give some credit to BTS, right? But then like once something bad happens to them, you don't realize what they've done, and then you just like join the party and like witch hunt. Like I don't think, yeah. So I just said like something along those lines of like one line in like in a sarcastic way, so that I don't want to ruin my relationships with those my friends too, right? They're not going to understand anyways, so it's like just don't try to convince them anyways. They have their own thoughts, they have their own spheres and lives. Like try talking about like army and BTS to like a football NFL player or like a football fan, right? It's not going to work. So the best is just like throw something at them and just let it be. And that was my like passive aggressive way of like saying something to that. But yeah, they didn't respond to that message. But that was that. Yeah. Okay, guys. So it's 11. No, it's 12:50. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours and a half. A little bit shorter than my usuals. 3 hours. These are the same friends that call me jobless because I stream 3 hours. I don't care. I don't care. But anyways, hope you enjoy the stream. I'm gonna go get some lunch. It's gonna be a lonely lunch because Anna's not here. I usually get lunch with her, but she's got COVID. I saw her in the stream, but it was going up too fast. I couldn't really read her comments. I don't know what she said, but hopefully she's doing well. She recovers fast. I think she's gonna do a live stream soon, maybe tomorrow or something. So go check out Annalee's channel as well. And yeah, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to KPC. I do a lot of podcasts about Korean stuff. I deep dive into them, insight. Do a lot of podcast, street interviews. I did a recent interview about K-pop. That's going to come out soon. I did an interview with Lana, and she was like supposedly the most hated idol on the internet for a while. And she actually opens up about that exclusively on my podcast. So that's going to come soon, and you can get an exclusive early access to that on Patreon. So please stay subscribed. Notification bells on. If you enjoyed this live, any kind of support is appreciated. Yeah, please leave a like, and I will leave you guys now. So yeah, gotta get back to work. It's gonna be a long day. Yeah, hope Suga is doing well. Hopefully he recovers from this. He rebounds from this. Yeah, BTS will be strong. Nevertheless, no worries. Once all the members are out, this will be nothing. So yeah, let's hope for the best, and I'll see you guys this weekend in another live. Before we go check out piroso.net. We have Korean traditional modern products. And yeah, bye everybody. Bye. I can't say bye to you every